We're here at the Web 2.0 Summit, and with me I have Adobe exec who just gave a fantastic talk here at the Summit. I should say fantastic because it didn't go badly, right?
Well, you never know nowadays when you step up with the real-time feedback you're getting from Twitter. You know it right away when things don't go well. So hopefully that's good news.
So highlights of the talk?
It really was about to where we have a point of view that everything that's happening in digital today, we need to put that in the context of the business impact that it's having. To where too many times today we're letting the data sit in the silo of, hey, look, this is what happened, but not carrying that all the way back to the metrics that the CEO of the business might care about.
Okay, and how is that being tied together to actually help said CEO?
It really comes down to having the right type of analytics and the measurement framework within an enterprise to where if I have a Facebook fan page and I'm looking to drive likes and fans to the page, what's the impact of that? There was a recent article in the Harvard Business Review where the CEO of Coca-Cola said, we have 33 million fans on Facebook. The interviewer asked the CEO the question, well, what does that mean for you as a business? And the CEO of Coke, while he had an answer, it's clear that he doesn't understand what those metrics mean to him from a revenue and expense and the metrics that he drives to as the leader of the business.
Now, does this mean that if Coke had tried to introduce new Coke now, they wouldn't be able to get it off the ground because immediately they'd see the response?
It's an interesting question from a product development cycle standpoint. I think we've seen that even here in the Valley with Netflix, to where they introduced a new service. And I think the feedback from the social communities and directly on the site were significant, and they ended up pulling that back.
Quickster is going to be a case study now, for good or ill. And Adobe's now in a lot of different businesses. I grew up thinking of you as a place where I created things in Photoshop. Sure. And now I looked at you as a place where I looked at interactive content using Flash. And now we're talking about web analytics too. What are the other places that Adobe is investing in and building towards the future in?
Well, you think about where Adobe's headed, and you think about the creation process, which will continue to be a core legacy of who we are. And we're actually in the midst of completely reimagining what that creative process looks like today. Last week we had our annual user summit, Adobe Max, in Los Angeles, where we introduced a whole new host of services, touch services, to where we're enabling creation on the touch tablets. And then that's a part of our Adobe Creative Cloud, to where it becomes basically a cloud services to where you're able to create the content and then share that content directly with others. That's the front of the funnel. And then on the other side, we have a digital marketing suite of services that can help you start to take those creative assets that you have and push those into marketing campaigns and understand what the impact of all those creative processes are. So it truly is linking the entire funnel of what's happening in and around the marketing problem.
Now, last week I actually saw your CTO demo a pretty cool Android tablet at the Android Open conference. And really interesting. You actually used a stylus and was able to create something on it. We usually think of these as consumption devices.
Exactly.
And then I actually heard a bit more from another mobile developer a month ago at a tech meetup in DC, and he showed a game that was written in Flash on an iPad. Came through Flex. What's going on there? How much of an impact is that having in bringing what's created in Adobe's Flash content to the rest of the world?
Well, I think that Adobe, our heritage and our legacy is enabling our developers and our creative community to create assets and then deploy those across multiple platforms. And we're continue to be committed to that, whether that's with Flash or HTML5 or other services. We really want to make sure that we enable our core development community to express themselves in ways that are being enabled by new technology, and that includes touch devices. And that demo that you saw, I mean, it's very powerful what you're able to start to do with touch devices and with tablets. And we're completely reimagining what's happening in terms of how content is going to be created going forward.
Okay, last question.
Yeah.
I live and work in DC, so I see a lot of documents. As you can imagine, many of them are in PDFs. What's the future of the PDF, of the format?
The PDF is truly the workhorse of our business. It's one that we continue to invest in and again reimagine in terms of what's happening there. And you think about what will happen with PDFs in the future, and you think about cloud-based services in terms of document exchange services. And we just acquired a business called EchoSign a few months ago, and that enables complete electronic signatures to take place, to where all of our contracts now at Adobe, whether that's HR contracts, legal contracts, will be electronically signed. And we see that as the future of documents. As you think about what's happening there, we want to reimagine not only what's happening at the tail end, but how those are managed across the enterprise.
All right, we'll be keeping an eye on the PDF's evolution. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we'll have more interviews. Keep checking the channel.